So, friends, we know that through human history, we've been in conflicts that cycle and cycle, both in personal ways and societal ways. In our survival brain, the anger and hatred often rules and locks in. And we live in a sustained way with enemies, with bad others. But we also know we have this capacity of compassion and we can grow it. We can more and more make bridges and collaborate and care in widening circles. And this is the hope. No matter how much conflict, this is the hope. And the pathway is courageous, that we come back to the truth of our own vulnerability, bring kindness there, and then widen the circles, bringing that fierce compassion, that strong back and soft front to others in an empowering way. We started really with that sense of our fragile earth from space. And we know as soon as we get more perspective, we can't see the divisions. There really is no such thing as a separate country or group of individuals. It's all infinitely interrelated, all of a piece, all belongs. And life is fragile. It's passing, it's precious. So, for the sake of our earth, each other, our own hearts, may we practice, may we cultivate this fierce, compassionate heart. So we're going to practice together now, and we'll practice by widening the circles to someone who's easier in your life, and then we'll stretch it a little to someone who's more difficult. So I invite you, wherever you are, to find a posture that allows you to be relaxed and awake. Letting the attention go inward, and take some moments to let go of any habitual tension, allowing your body and your mind to settle some. Take some moments to scan through family members or friends who are close to you and choose someone who is having a hard time, but not someone where you have a real reaction to. Someone who's having a hard time and it's easy to feel caring for. And just connect with your intention to awaken compassion towards this person. And then we'll follow the acronym RAIN of compassion. The R of RAIN is recognize, become aware of whatever is most predominant about this person as you reflect on their current challenges. So as you did earlier, just remember what's going on, the mood they're frequently in, the way they appear, maybe the tone of voice in a recent communication. Whatever lets you know this person's having a hard time. And the A of RAIN is allow. Just allow whatever you're noticing to be there. Not adding any judgment, not adding any interpretations. And now begin to investigate. This is really critical part of the training, to bring curiosity, to bring interest, to attend more closely to what's actually life like for this person. So your inquiry is really, what's it like being you? Where does it hurt? You might imagine living inside them and feeling with their heart and viewing the world from their perspective. And some people find it helpful to let their posture and face kind of express what you're sensing about this person. I'm going to ask some questions, and you might imagine you're this person and how you'd respond. So, what life circumstances are most distressing to you right now? What are the particular fears or disappointments or hurts you're carrying? And what are you believing about yourself, your life? Again, you're the person that's hurting. You're imagining from their perspective. How does this suffering feel in your body when you're believing whatever you're believing? How does the fear, hurt, shame, anger, how does it feel in your heart and your body? Where do you feel most vulnerable? You might sense, what's the most vulnerable feeling this person's living with? And you might sense from that vulnerable place, what's most wanted or needed right now from others, from yourself. So you're sensing, what does this person most need? And we move to the N of rain, nurturing. So you're keeping this person and their vulnerability in your heart and your awareness, but expand your awareness and come back to your whole body and the sounds and space around you. And from that wholeness, really feeling your awake heart, sensing this being as part of you, and offer what's needed. You might imagine that you're putting your hand on a person's heart or holding them, feeling them inside you, offering, is it acceptance this person needs? Company? Being held? Forgiveness? Understanding? Take a few moments to imagine offering what's needed, perhaps a message of care. And you can deepen the nurturing. This is called Tonglen, taking in and sending out. It's a Tibetan compassion practice. If you breathe in and let yourself feel their vulnerability inside you, taking it in. And as you breathe out, offer the space and care and whatever's needed. Breathing in, contacting this being's vulnerability. And breathing out, offering space, care, or whatever is needed. Letting go of all doing, just sense the quality now of heart space that's here perhaps like that Buddha statue, sensing the strong, fearless spirit, strong back, and that wide open heart. And you can bring that fearless compassion now as we explore someone who matters to you, but it's harder to feel compassion. Perhaps you feel blocked by judgment, anger. Again, I'd invite you not to choose a person where there's deep wounding and trauma. Choosing someone in your life, and when you do, connecting with your intention to awaken fierce compassion, authentic compassion towards this person. Bringing the person to mind and becoming aware of what's going on for them, becoming aware of their life, the way they're acting, and become aware of what triggers you about this person. Might be a recent situation, the way they spoke or acted or appeared. Whatever triggers you, let it be immediate so you can feel what comes up, what really blocks compassion. And the R of rain is just to recognize what you're feeling, honestly. Judgment, anger, aversion. The A of rain is to allow it. Let it be there. You might even say, this belongs. Now you can begin to investigate with interest what's going on inside you. Maybe what you're believing about this person, that they're maybe causing harm to themselves or to others or to you. They don't care. Whatever the worst part is for you that blocks you from compassion, just be aware of what you're believing about them. And also be aware of how that feels in your body, how your reaction, the anger, fear, the hurt lives in your body. And even deepening the investigation to sense what's the most vulnerable part of this? What am I most unwilling to feel? Is it fear, hurt, powerlessness? And with honesty and courage, just letting yourself feel what's here. You might put your hand on your heart to keep company with what's here, what's really underneath the armoring. And you can deepen this into nurturing. Just keep in touch with that vulnerability, but call in your most loving and wise heart and offer whatever will most comfort and heal this vulnerable place in this moment. Let your touch be tender on your heart. You might send the words or message that can help. Words of acceptance. Acceptance I can't control. I can't control them. Or maybe a deepened tenderness toward yourself. Trust that you're loved. Trust your goodness. Or maybe some truth that everybody's doing their best, at least at this moment, the best they can. Or maybe you address the fear and say, thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm okay. Or maybe you tell yourself, I'm with you, I'm not leaving. I can give you strength. And you might bring your breathing to this, to breathe in and feel the vulnerability. Taking in, touching, and then breathing out and offering whatever space, love, reassurance will serve healing. And you might sense the presence that's emerging, the shift from being a reactive self to more awake awareness. Perhaps you can sense a strong back, a more fearless spirit, that courage, and that soft front where there's more tenderness. And if you feel ready, you might begin to explore widening compassion to this other person. If you don't feel ready, continue to bring a nurturing presence to your own experience. And if you start to open to the other and you get some reactivity, come back to your own vulnerability. But if ready, you might bring this other person to mind and sense the way they're behaving. And wonder, where does it hurt? Where do you imagine they feel most vulnerable, not okay? What hurts? Are there disappointments, self-doubt, loneliness, fear? No matter how misguided their beliefs, can you sense the fear that lives underneath them? How, whatever you're judging about them, the way their being arises from fear or hurt, mistrust, confusion. What is it that vulnerable place in them most wants or needs right now? And you can begin to nurture if you feel ready, or come back to your own vulnerability if not. If you're ready, keeping this person and their vulnerability in your heart, expanding your awareness to your whole body, to the sounds and space around you. From that wholeness, offering that fierce compassion, that strong back and soft front, feeling that this being is part of you, that you can offer what's needed. Is it acceptance? Being held? Forgiveness? Love? You might imagine this person receiving and letting in your care. Perhaps it's a message. Perhaps you just imagine touching their cheek or their heart. And if it helps to support this with the breath, breathing in their vulnerability, taking in, and breathing out your care, offering space and love and tenderness. And now you might widen the circles even further to imagine all of those who suffer in the same way as this person, perhaps living in fear, mistrust, shame, self-doubt. And see if you can breathe for all these beings, just trusting the vastness of your heart that you can breathe in the suffering and you can breathe out and offer to all beings the space, the care, the tenderness, the healing of your heart space that's vast, that has room. And then let go of all ideas of others. This is after the rain, after we do these steps of rain. And just notice the quality of heart and presence that's right here. Is there more openness, tenderness? Can you sense that power of a fearless spirit and a tender heart? Whatever you find, let go into what's here and just rest. Walk gently on this earth with purposeful steps. You share this space with 7 billion human beings and countless other precious life forms. Just like you, they all want to be happy and safe. Just like you, they all need love. We're not going to survive unless we walk gently on this earth together, until we touch something in others that feels just like the shards of our own pain, the fluttering warmth of our own joy, until we sew their wounds into our hearts and seal it with our own skin. Thank you for your presence and your good hearts. All blessings.